Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, C-Wit. I'm going to turn this down. It's so loud. Hey, everybody. Just like I promised, I'm on the air today. We're about to go on the air, WLTH 1370 AM in beautiful downtown Gary, Indiana. I don't know where my co-host Shalise is. Attorney Shalise Tolbert, you gonna have me winging this? I got your back if you're in court or on your way. Thank you to the people who are holding. You all will be on the air shortly to talk about your college experiences. So everybody tune in. We're getting ready to go on the air. I'm with Natalie, and let's talk UNCF virtual walk. Shalise, you owe me.
All right, and good morning, WLTH-AM 1370, 92.7 FM. We're a couple minutes past the hour at 10 o'clock, and yet I'm excited because it's coming down to the wire. It's coming down to the wire, and what that means is that we are about to get ready to talk about the United Negro College Fund virtual walk, and that's something that I am really excited about. On the line we have with us Miss Andrea Neely. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well, excited about our inaugural national walk and what Northwest Indiana is about to walk and do.
All right, and joining us in the studio, I have Miss Chelsea Whittington here, and we have Attorney Donnell Lyles. I had Denise on, but we lost her, but hopefully she'll call us back.
She'll call back.
So I want to say good morning to Chelsea. Good morning, Attorney Lyles. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so glad to be on the other side today. You know, normally I'm running the camera. Well, I'm running the camera too, but yeah, I'm excited about this. Good morning, Miss Neely.
Good morning.
Okay, well, we're going to get into the conversation. Attorney Lyles has to leave to head off to a different venture here, so
he's not busy.
We want to talk to him because he knows the value of education. He talks about, he's got sons and they're in Howard, and he's a graduate of Howard. So we want to say good morning and thank you, Attorney Lyles, for sticking around.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to be of service.
Okay. So tell us about your experience and why you think it's important in terms of UNCF is getting money to send our youth off to college. So let's talk about it.
Well, I think UNCF's been around a long time. It's helped many of our people go to college, and it provides a valuable service. And I encourage people to contribute and get involved so more of our people can go to college and get a good education and hopefully get a great job and contribute to society.
I want to hear about his days at Howard specifically.
Right, we want to hear a little bit about that because I understand that when his son, he took his son down there, and I guess the son just got separated and went his own way and left Dad to do what he had to do.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Well, I got to Howard in 1976. I guess that's dating myself a little bit.
I was 4. I whispered it.
Yeah, but we heard it.
Chelsea done growed up.
I know.
So at that time, it was a lot of, I would say, black awareness. We had sort of like been babies of the 60s and the death of Martin Luther King.
Mm.
And I think the most poignant thing, so let me back up. I went to St. Ignatius College Prep in Chicago, and it was, I would say, 97% white. There were, I think, 18 black kids, and it was all guys. No girls went there. Girls are there now, but when I was there, no girls. And so it was a different situation. It was a hard school. You had to compete. And we stuck together as a group of black guys, young black guys. And so my church was doing a college tour, and Howard was on the list, Russ College, a lot of other colleges. And so one guy from Ignatius and myself, Ricky Stewart, Ricky Harris, we went to Howard. And now this is after I'd been to 2, 3, 4 colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking around, saying, "Wow!" I saw black people driving Mercedes,
Yes.
BMWs, wearing fur coats and dressed up nicely. And I thought to myself, "This is where I'm going to school. That's just it." And so I tell people I wouldn't change 1 nanosecond of my experience at Howard University.
Same.
Not one. Not one. And it taught you to contribute. It taught you to, hey, you're a black person, you have to be productive and contribute. And so I took that to heart, ultimately went to law school and, ultimately ended up here. And from my experience at Howard and law school, I've used that experience to try to be a force for change here in Gary. Try to help my people.
Same.
And that's what they taught us. And so I encourage every kid to go to HBCU, but more particularly Howard.
Same.
So I mean, you really look down the road, some of the most famous people, I don't care if they're in education, entertainment, whatever, any field of endeavor, the majority of them have matriculated through Howard University.
And running for vice president. But,
Yeah,
that's
that's
neither
small.
here nor there.
That's a small point.
Oh, wow, these people over here really gloating today, okay.
Well, Shalise should have been here because she shouldn't have given me this mic. But no, in all honesty, it's just amazing work that the UNCF does. And to be clear, I know Ms. Neely would want me to say this consistently, that the funds for the scholarships are not only for HBCUs, but we just wanted to point out our experiences as HBCU grads. But she, I'm sure, will get into later all of the amazing work and what this walk is going to do. But those types of funds where the students get the scholarships allow us to be able to reminisce now and tell these stories about how amazing our college experiences were, whether it be at an HBCU or IU or Purdue, you name it. UNCF has stepped up to fund the dreams of our young people. So we have to give back, right, Dee?
Right. I didn't hear a Howard story from you, Chelsea.
Oh, where do you want to start?
Don't start.
I have one short
Freshman
one.
year. How about
Freshman year homecoming.
Okay.
Everybody remember the dance Kid and Play?
Yeah.
Well, I was doing the Kid and Play with Kid and Play.
Oh,
Because
wow.
you know who comes to our
Oh, yeah.
homecomings.
Yeah.
So I was able to do the Kid and Play with Kid and Play at one of the parties where I think Biggie was there too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
that's just a little snippet. But in the classroom, I was very engaged.
Mhm.
There on a full scholarship for the School of Communication.
Nice. What dorm did you stay in freshman year?
I am a Baldwin Hall girl. James Baldwin Hall, 4th
Wow.
floor. Shout out to my girls that are probably watching, Nicole and my roommate, Jamia Ely. Hi,
Wow.
HU.
Well, I got Denise Dillard who's joining us.
Another HU
Hey,
alum.
Denise
Good
Dillard.
morning, Denise. Just joining the fun.
Joining the bus. Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
WLTH-AM. How about that?
You got Chelsea, you got Attorney Lyles, and we have Andrea Neely on the line. So, and now you're joining us. So you just missed the Howard story. So we're going to skip right on to something else. I'm just teasing. Go ahead. How you doing, Denise?
I am doing well. Thank you. I'm sorry. I had to get off and then call come through, but I'm glad I was able to reconnect.
Good to hear your voice. We know that you also are a major supporter of UNCF, so I invited Ms. Dillard to call in to talk about the importance of the cause and why we are all behind it so strong.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, anybody understanding the college process right now is flawed. And I'm not, and just pre-COVID-19 has totally increased just by rapid bounds. And for a lot of our Black and brown students particularly, this is not just impacting, it could be just an end of a dream of attending certain universities, particularly with the HBCU.
That's right.
And the historical Black colleges have also escalated in their expense. And a lot of people don't talk about that because everything else is so high that you're seeing more students come in through HBCUs that aren't necessarily African Americans or Black or brown identification, and they're talking about their nationalities and who they are. And again, the finances, even when I was at Howard, we had one of the largest freshman classes of about 2,100 freshmen that year.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was truly overwhelming because
And fun.
The things that happened that were interesting, 4 of us were put in a trustee suite in the quadrant, and we were in Hollywood in the trustee suite for like 4 months. What does that mean? We had a bathroom in our bedroom area, which was really quite convenient, but there were 4 of us in there. So.
Right.
Man.
But, just to have that conversation of having financial maturity is always a hard place for many, many students. That having that recommitted financial resource allows that student to focus on being a student.
Yes.
And when you can focus on being a student, all of the universities, colleges, HBCU, obviously that's my heart, but I've been to majority colleges as well. And they all have things that you want to take advantage of, but if you're so concerned about just the finances, it makes it very difficult.
Yes, definitely. I remember us standing in line just praying we could get validated. That was the whole thing. They would look at the back of your student ID like, you're not validated. You can't eat in the cab. I'm like, I'm validated. Call the School of Communications. I am validated.
Yes. And those are important issues of how you're going to have nutrition and how you're going to, not be worried about getting put out of your class because things aren't paid on a timely manner. Or you picking up classes at the end because you didn't have money to pre-register. All of those are things that faces your academic, not just success, but your fruition, and getting to going through and matriculating through the process. So, no, UNCF, absolutely. United Eagle College Fund is an excellent investment. It's not just something that we at HBCU should be totally dedicated to. But if you have had any experience of wanting to go to college and timing just didn't work out for you, or now you're looking at sending your grandchildren and your legacy onto those places, it's worth the investment.
Absolutely. Thank goodness
Agreed.
for UNCF. And the one thing I really, really love about being a part of the Northwest Indiana Council for UNCF is the follow-up with those recipients. It's not like the dollars are just given out and then we're done, like go on your merry way. There's a regular contact follow-up to find out what they're doing, and I keep in touch with some of them. One in particular I asked to call in today. We're hoping he can call in. His name is Damian Miller. And I was glad he was saying, I'm facilitating a training at my job. I believe he works for like Blue Cross Blue Shield or something. And he said, I'll try to pop out. But I'm like, but you're working. So, that means the investment that UNCF made in him has made the difference. So I told him, I said, if you're unable to call in, we understand. You're working. And that's the great thing. That's part of the testimony.
So I think that you're right on point. And I will tell you, it is also interesting. There are people, because of the years and generations that have gone to the HBCUs that are here in Northwest Indiana, we don't all know each other either.
Right.
So I was always amazed when I found out who were some of the alumni that are right here. Right. And then I've been stopped places where young people have said, I saw you at the fill in the blank with UNCF, and I am doing well. And I thank you guys for investing in me. And to be honest, I don't remember all of the names or the faces anymore, but I will tell you, it is a joy.
Indeed.
It's a joy. When you see them and you see these young faces, to me they all look like babies. Right. And I'm thinking, oh my God. Yeah.
Darnell, you wanted to add on?
I wanted to ask Ms. Neely, for the listening audience, how would a prospective college student contact you concerning getting some kind of funding for college?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How would a prospective college student contact UNCF in terms of funds for college?
How do we get money, Neely?
So go to www.uncf.org. go to the tab that says scholarships and click away. For those students that are looking for dollars, not necessarily in the form of scholarships, but potential internships, that website, www.uncf.org, is a place to identify paid internships with the goal of placing you in the workforce upon completion of those paid internships. What Chelsea said earlier regarding Damian Miller is a UNCF scholar in that he was part of the first cohort of scholars that participated in an internship program offered by Anthem that's located in Indianapolis. He completed a 2-year internship with Anthem and is now working with Anthem in Northwest Indiana. So he has gotten his education from Emerson. He went to UNCF member school, Wiley, came back to Indianapolis for a paid internship, and then he was hired. So he is the example and the model of the scholar that UNCF has been committed to doing this work along the side of partners such as the Northwest Leadership Council and the members that you hear on this call, Chelsea and Denise, as well as our illustrious chair, Philippe Tolbert, all the other members of the Leadership Council are committed to raising restricted dollars and scholarships, but also the unrestricted dollars that support the operating functions of our 37 private member institutions, which are the private HBCUs. So this work is amazing. We have, again, great impact. HBCUs, they basically hit above their beltway in what they're able to do and the impact that they have on our economy across the country. The diversity in thinking, experiences has made a difference in the success of the country.
You are absolutely right. And I thank you for clarifying that it is Anthem. So if Damien watches this later, he'll say no. So he'll be able to say Anthem is where he went. And that's awesome to hear that not only was he able to benefit from the scholarship dollars, but the work experience, and then being able to come back to his own community to give back. And I'm really big on that, coming back to your own community to make a difference.
And that's the important part. A lot of our amazing scholars who have been supported through the Northwest Indiana Scholarship Program, they're looking to come home. We've got to work with our current corporate partners and community partners to find a way to bring that talent back to Gary to make a difference in its continued growth and rebuild. So we're investing in better futures, not just only through this fun walk, bike, ride, dance event, but it's through our scholarship program, it is through our internship program, it's fighting and advocating K-12. If our students don't have a great education, K-12, they're not going to be successful the first day they step their foot on campus in anybody's college.
That's right.
To be successful, to graduate, complete, to get the degree. So any debt that they have, it is for a reason, not just to have debt. And that's not what's happening with some of our students, because they go into college thinking they're prepared. They weren't K-12. They opt out after 2 years and they walk away with, $10,000 worth of debt and can't get a job to pay the debt off because they didn't get the degree that they thought they were going to get when they took the debt out in the first place. So it's being strategic and making sure if we're engaged on the front end, we're going to have great impact on the back end.
I agree. And speaking of the walk, and you were saying you can walk, bike, dance, jog. What are you going to be doing this Saturday down in Indy?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to do a TikTok, which my daughter is in New Orleans. And so she's trying to help me do a TikTok. So I'm definitely going to be TikToking that. I don't know if that's the correct thing to say. But
I think so. You'll be TikToking. Okay.
Wait a minute. I'm not done because I've got 3 spots.
Okay.
Then I'm walking with, if anyone does know, the fabulous, beautiful Barbara Boyd is the first African-American news anchor in the state of Indiana. Let me tell you, she's 91 years old, still wears 3-inch heel stilettos when she goes out.
I love
She's
it.
my hero. So you know, I gotta walk with her. So
Okay.
we're putting it down with some of our different representatives that support the work of UNCF. Greg Porter is a representative in the House, and so we're walking with them. Then I'm also walking with our group of volunteers that really support and help UNCF execute our various events. And so by the end of the day, my Fitbit.
Your Fitbit will be on overload.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, what about you, Darnell? And then you, Miss Dillard, what are you all doing with your virtual walk activities?
Well, I was just planning to walk myself over to WLTH.
Okay. Yes.
And make sure I was available on Saturday.
Okay.
So that was definitely part of it as we continue to get donations and contributions.
Well, wear your gym shoes. We can walk around the Genesis Center property, Miss Dillard. I'm not going to let you off the hook now.
Well, I'm going to be in pink gym shoes.
Okay.
So that will not be a problem.
Okay. And to my Howardites sneakers. You know those
Wait a
East
minute.
Coasters say sneakers.
Wait a minute, Chelsea, hold on. So we missed out the part where once you get to the station, and Mike Suggs and Burley and Vanessa, Dr. McLeod, they said they were going to have line dancing happen up in the parking lot.
I can't wait.
We're ready. Yes, we're ready. We've got it all prepared already and everything, so we're on it. So yeah, there's going to be a lot going on here too.
And speaking of a lot going on, I see our president coming on in here. Come on in here, Madam Counselor. Darnell, what are you doing Saturday? You virtually, you're going to like give us legal advice while you march in place? What are you going to do?
Something.
Something. He's stretching his arm out now like he's getting ready to do something now.
Hi, Attorney Tolbert.
Attorney Tolbert is in the house.
Good morning, everyone. Apologize for my tardiness.
Come on in.
The court has kept me occupied this morning when I was supposed to be here at the start, but glad it's going and glad to see Attorney Lyles here, and as always our council member that was de facto, but we brought her on in after all of this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Help, I'm surrounded by attorneys. Help.
So I have to say this. I'm glad Attorney Tolbert is here because I have to take my leave. I have to be at the South Shore Tourism Board meeting, so I gotta go.
Shout out to Spiros and them. See you later. I'm going to adjust the camera to make sure they can see Attorney Tolbert.
Well, we'll see you on Saturday, 2 to 4, right here in the parking lot.
With a donation.
All right. And so we want to thank Shalise for jumping in and coming on board. We really appreciate her leadership and all that she's doing. Andrea, one of the things I wanted you to emphasize to the listeners about Northwest Indiana's role and how we can jump out there and we can be a first and we can do a whole bunch of things. So you got a little moments to talk about that?
It's not that you're going to be a first. Northwest Indiana is always about doing the first.
That's
right.
And you know, so it's the little train that can, it's the little big train that always does. And that's the commitment that and the passion that you see from the leaders in the community in Northwest Indiana, from having an amazing mayor's breakfast that has been going on for over 8 years, that has now been replicated by the Fort Wayne market. It speaks volumes on what does leadership look like, walk the walk, talk the talk, deliver the dollars, invest in our next future leaders. That's what Northwest Indiana does through its leadership council members that are on this call, under that leadership of Madam Holger, who just walked in, as well as, again, the partners with the radio station are committed to making sure we're removing the financial barriers from these great scholars who often think that they can't get a scholarship or they're not good enough or they question their resilience and commitment to succeeding. So for Northwest Indiana, I just love the commitment working with the community is very easy. I don't have to convince those on this phone in the community the importance of an education. They're down, committed, and ready to do all that they have done.
And we've made you an honorary Garyite. You know that, right?
And you know what? I would be honored and humbled to have something of that magnitude bestowed upon me.
Awesome.
Come on in.
All right, we got a caller. A caller we're gonna put in there, and then we're gonna hear from Miss Shalise. Good morning, caller.
Okay, good morning. How everybody doing?
Good morning.
Okay, Darnell.
Darnell is gone.
Oh, I was looking at a
man.
good laugh. No, I was looking at a good laugh. Okay, but thank you all, okay?
We'll see you on Saturday from 2 to 4.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
All righty. Shalise, I mean, you in the leadership role, we appreciate, and everyone looks up to you, and you're respected for all that you do out here. So let's hear a little bit from you.
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you to you and to WLTH Radio. You all have always supported what we've been doing with UNCF, particularly coming to the breakfast and supporting our fundraisers. But you became active last year when we started the Radiothon for the 75 years, and you have been on it ever since. So we definitely thank you for your support and continuing to help us get the word out. As I try to continue in this leadership role, as I try to step out and they don't
No, not happening.
But no, one thing that really is something that's in my heart is that I've always had a philanthropy attitude about education. And I think that's something that is just innate in Northwest Indiana. If we don't support anything else, we support education.
Come on.
And making sure our students are able to go on to college, get through college, and that's what really keeps me going in this leadership council. It keeps me promoting and cheering us on and making sure everybody knows about what UNCF is doing. I mean, I remember trying to find scholarships and trying to find money to get me through college.
And we didn't, well, I don't know if you did. I didn't have internet.
No,
Internet didn't exist.
No, internet became
a thing while you were in
I was in college.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
I
We
think
were
I was my
in
junior
the
year,
library and in the counselor's office,
Right,
right?
right. So my counselor at Westside High School is my soror, Julia Shelton. She was my counselor at that time. And I'm sorry, not Julia. Julia was the daughter.
That's the daughter.
Right. Mrs.
Shelton,
Mrs.
my
Shelton.
English teacher from Westside.
She was a counselor, and she would get us information, as well as my English teacher, Miss Ransom. She had the little pennants posted all around her classroom and would get us information on scholarships. So now this is at everybody's fingertips on the internet. You hear us on the radio, social media. So it's easy to donate. It's easy to contribute and make sure our future, the future of our students, is guaranteed, that they're not leaving these institutions because of financial reasons. And it encourages them, and it takes a burden off of them. You know, that's less stress. Even with what's happening right now, whether they're attending virtually or in person, it's still a stressful thing to think about the financial burden that college puts on a student. And surprisingly, in 2020, we still have first generation college students, you know. So if we can help them any way financially, you know, this is one of the ways. And that's why, you know, this council and UNCF is near and dear to my heart. Even though I went to a PWI,
it's okay.
You know, I partied at a couple of UNCF
Showing up
down the way.
Showing up.
All right, but you know, but you know, I think, you know, the most important thing is making sure we can help them with this education, and this walk is only one of the steps in it.
Wow. I like that play on words. This walk is one of the steps.
You know, that's kind of like a closing argument.
Yes.
See, that's why they keep you there where you are. That's exactly why you keep doing those nuggets.
But you know what, Natalie? That's why I look at Attorney Tolbert, and she's another one of Gary's success stories. And I tout them all the time. Everywhere I go, there are so many success stories here. I was in a restaurant in Gary, and there was someone from Chicago in line, and we got to talking, and she was thinking about moving here. And I said, there are amazing people here and who have come out of this community. And so I love to hear about how they've gone off, seen the world, and had that collegiate experience. But my favorite part is when they come home
Yes.
and they make a difference. And so, Shalise, kudos to you for staying our leader, because we're not going to let you go. And making sure that we are on task. Thank you, Neely, Miss Neely.
Miss Neely co-signing.
And Miss Dillard, if she's still on the line, we will not let you go. We've taken a vote here on the air. But it's just so important that we have these stories to continue to tell.
Absolutely. And it's important and cannot emphasize enough the importance of young people. We're going through a pandemic. They're going through so much. And so to be able to put the dollars out there to help them, that's awesome.
Natalie, what are you going to be doing? I know we talked about walking. We have a caller? Okay, we're going to find out what Natalie's going to do.
I'll be here Saturday.
Okay.
So for sure in person because, you know, how can I not be here?
Right.
Let me tell you how
You're not
serious
going to be in court,
is.
right?
No, I'm not going to be in court Saturday, but I'm rearranging the hair appointment and everything.
Oh, that's
You
serious.
know, y'all know how I feel about my
That
hair
hair,
appointment.
that's serious.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't get the hair done until after the line dancing is done anyhow.
Well, you know, I got to be cute because it's going to be
Yeah,
photo
Right,
ops.
that's why I have a
So-
camera day
okay.
tomorrow to get ready for Saturday. Cuteness
Right.
is always in
You know,
order.
you gotta have the cute headband to catch the sweat and all that. You know.
All right. We have a caller on, Miss Nadine, and she's a frequent listener of WLTH.
Yes,
Go ahead, Miss
she is.
Nadine.
Hey, Miss
Good
Nadine.
morning, Miss Nadine.
Good morning, and how are you ladies?
Great.
Well, how are you?
I'm so proud. I'm doing okay. I'm so proud of the work that you're doing. I have to make a sizable donation, but I don't know if I should be making it to you or to my daughter's school, because she's at work in Alabama in a historical black college.
Split it up, Miss Nadine.
And in 2016, she was one of the persons at Indiana University School of Education Distinguished Alumni Award Dinner. And I'm telling you, I was so proud of her because I didn't know of all the things that she had done for minority students, because she was involved with so many programs. In fact, she attended Grinnell College and got her
In
social
Iowa,
there,
Grinnell, nice.
as a result of going to college at she started at the Purdue Upward Bound program.
Oh,
Nice.
Upward Bound.
Got
Yes.
her in there. And then she won the Director's Award the year she graduated from school. She won the Director's Award for Outstanding Students. And she has traveled to so many places. She donated money to two of our children in 2000 at the Pavilion because of their work in helping. And she donated 2 scholarships to them. And so when I found out, and when she was one of 3 people who got the Distinguished Award at IU in Bloomington, because she had graduated she got a master's degree and her doctorate degree from Indiana University. And when I was checking the list, I found out that another person from Indiana has also received one of these distinguished awards, and that's the retired Senator Earlene Rogers.
That's right.
Was
Yes.
recognized by them.
Yes.
And I found out that my youngest daughter has done so much for academically, they would have been disadvantaged because of money.
Yeah.
But she has formed so many programs in regards to helping them. And so I'm going to be donating a sizable donation
Thank
to
you.
her college.
That's
So I don't know if
awesome.
her college is one of the ones that is, because she has founded the SWAG program with students with academic greatness. She has formed programs like Project NIA and the Commit academic program to help students that become great and successful because of help from university scholarships.
Well, thank
And
you,
so
Miss
I thought I would
Nadine.
Yes.
donate to her this time. I'm going to check with, I would have called, the Urban League and Dr. Allen. But I found out, I had my birthday more recently, and I found out that she and her daughter have just recovered from the coronavirus, because my granddaughter is active with the volleyball team. But I'm going to make a sizable donation if her college is involved in her name to the program that you're invested in. But if she's not, I'll give the money to her college directly.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So it's always good to hear those successes.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm inviting everyone that's hearing this, no matter where you are, if you're in the Northwest Indiana region, take some time out to stop by the radio station on Saturday, because we're going to do our radiothon out in the parking lot. And we're all set up. We've got the music, we've got the speakers. We're going to be on the radio. We're going to be trying to get people to come down. Shalice and her team will be there to accept the donations. And for the $25 donation, we get the face mask.
Yes, the face mask until they run out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a navy blue.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, it's
Okay.
navy blue. It's a nice mask. So
And guess what? I'm searching around for a couple things, because we were originally going to do this in the morning, and we were going to have like the donuts and the coffee to get passed out,
And
So in
fruit
the
and healthy
afternoon-
things to eat.
Yeah, afternoon.
Always donuts. Y'all don't want to see me win.
we want to see you win.
So,
We want to.
And don't do the extra steps. You
Okay.
said donuts.
that's right. Some extra steps.
Get
Thank
two
you,
workouts
man.
in that day.
Right. So I reached out to a friend, and she lives down in Lafayette, and she has a company here where she does popcorn here in down in Lafayette. She's gonna come up and she's gonna bring some little goodies to pass out
Nice.
out in the parking lot. So we'll have
Great.
that to give away, and we'll figure out. And then at the end, when we close out, I think it's on the 30th. Is it September 30th?
Andrea, when does our campaign end? It's forever.
So nationally, UNCF is going to leave the ability for people to make donations until the end of October.
Okay.
Right.
So we have the, we've got a $5,000 goal for Northwest Indiana, and the number today is that we've raised $3,000. We still have some work to do, but we always know. Remember, I said Northwest Indiana, they are so extra. They never do
Yeah, so
the
extra.
minimum ever. So
We just
I
come with the
anticipate
best.
that-
So you said we're at 3,000? Oh, Shalice got that 2,000 in her purse. We good.
Yes, in Jesus' name, we're claiming it.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, we're gonna claim that, and we're going beyond that. Here.
Yes.
We're gonna do our best. We're not just looking for 5,000. We're looking for the most we can get, and whatever that number turns out to be, we're gonna excel at that.
Yes.
But I did want to go ahead, Andrea.
So we started with a goal, us being the state of Indiana, of 25,000. Guess what? We exceeded it, so our new goal was 50,000.
Okay.
We said, and I said, no, we're going for 75,000. And
Ooh.
right now, if you go to our website, we've already raised $60,000 for this campaign. That they gave us a $25,000 goal. We're shooting for 75,000 from the state of Indiana. I think the state can get down to get to 75K, and we can't do it without Northwest Indiana being as extra as they always are.
We've got your back.
We just go hard.
Yeah, in everything we do.
Yep.
I can confirm that CWIT PR will be making a special donation on Saturday.
Look at that.
And you have to come on Saturday or tune in to find out what that donation will be from my firm.
And she was talking about my purse. Look
Hey.
at me, CWIT. Who you with?
CWIT?
I never walk with her. I'm always with her.
Yes. What did you say, Miss Dillard?
Nope, I was just getting ready to say it's always a pleasure, I tell you. It's always energizing. This was a great break from my day, but I do need to get back. And thank you all for everything you always do. Andrea, it's good to hear your voice. And everybody else, not leaving out anybody.
Okay.
Good to hear your voice and keep moving forward. I'll see you Saturday.
All right.
Thank you,
We
Miss
appreciate
Dillard.
it, Miss Dillard.
All right.
Thank you.
HU for life.
Thank you.
Natalie, I'm having fun.
I'm having a great time, and so if you're thinking we're having this much fun today, can you imagine what it's going to be like on
I
Saturday?
can't wait.
And so I understand it may be a little chilly, but don't let that stop you. The sun's going to be out, and we're going to be out with the sun in the parking lot.
Bring
Right.
your hoodies
Yeah.
out. This
That's
is
right.
hoodie
That's right.
weather. Get
That's
your,
right.
your university, your HBCU hoodies out,
Oh,
and
plenty of those.
I'm gonna have on my fake HBCU sweatshirt.
What is that?
Hillman. My sister bought me me a Hillman University or Hillman College sweatshirt, and I was like, oh,
That
I
is
love
really
a different
cute.
world.
Yes, that we actually would watch that in the dorms. We would watch A Different World and be so proud because like, look, this is us. This is really what dorm life is like. So I'll pull out the old Howard hoodie. One of them, pick that whole closet full of them. I'll find one.
Well, don't let the name stop. Don't let anything stop you from coming
That's
out
right.
to donate. That's the most important part. Is that we get the dollars out here. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. There are going to be a lot of people out on the parking lot. We want you to come. You have the opportunity to just do the grab and go.
Drive up and donut.
Yes.
Donate. I said
Right,
donut.
don't.
See there? See what you did, Natalie?
Well, I
Don't
said
want me
that
to
was
be great.
originally. So
I
we
know.
replace it with some nutritional
I'm stuck at
popcorn.
donut.
Okay, so come on up to popcorn.
Oh, we got popcorn.
Yes, popcorn,
Yes.
donut,
Yes.
still not winning. But I will be here with bells on and I'm getting my popcorn.
You're gonna
Let's
get
be
your popcorn.
clear. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so we're excited about that, and we're gonna see. And at some point, we're gonna reach into a barrel and we're gonna put out a name because someone will get a gift a gift card, and we're gonna do that later on down the road. And so make sure when you come to drop your donation that you actually fill out your name for the raffle because it may be a wash where you put in
Hey,
whatever and you get it back.
I
You just
qualify?
never know.
Blessings upon blessings.
I know,
Absolutely.
I know.
Yeah.
As we talk about our commitment to education, I just want to pause for a moment and shout out my mother in heaven and my father who were staunch advocates for education. My mother attended Alcorn College for a brief period. My father is an Army vet, but again, they emphasize so heavily the importance of all of us going to college. So my oldest brother David at Marquette, my brother Ken attended Howard for a stint, as well as Grinnell, and a graduate of IU Bloom. And then my sister, Aulette Washington, a graduate of St. Augustine College in Raleigh, North Carolina, St. Augie Doggies.
Okay,
And
well,
then-
guess what? Before you go any further, I have a young lady on the line that's St. Augie here. And
Let's hear her.
Aulette. Hello?
Hi, this is Aulette Washington.
Look at that.
Hey,
Guys,
sis.
today.
Ears were burning and you called in.
It was that great spirit floating. Yes.
So tell us, you had a great experience, and I was just talking about how Mama and Daddy, I'm so personal, Mama and Daddy emphasize the importance of us going to college.
Yes, they were very, very adamant about that. At the time, our brother was in school and I was in school, and you all remember Reagan was in the office, so it was tough to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so that HBCU offered an opportunity with the price as well
Oh,
for me to get in North Carolina and get into my book.
yes, I remember Daddy's accountant telling him, well, times are hard, pull your kids out of school.
Pull them out
wow.
of school.
And he said,
Wow.
no way. We'll find another way, but they are going to school.
And that right there, to me, just takes me back to the point of me saying how we in Northwest Indiana are just so dedicated to making sure we get educated.
Yes. And my sister's a teacher. So
Yeah.
go figure. She
Yes,
came back
yes.
and she's on daycares and she is teaching as we speak. Took a quick break. Right, Miss Aulette?
We're giving standardized testing today, but I'm taking a break. And I just had to represent St. Augustine College because it was just a great atmosphere to attend. Those professors they cared about you, they cared about our parents, they cared about our futures, and they just implanted in us that you are strong, you are stronger than the next person. Look them in the eye when you're speaking, defend your major, and I just love it.
Well, we are so proud of you. That's another success story. And I'm not just saying that because that's my sister and best friend from the womb to the tomb. But thank you, Aulette, for calling in.
Yes.
You are clearly an example of what excellence is in coming home to Gary. And she also has 3 children who attend the HBCUs, Jackson State and
Yes.
Wiley. So represent.
Yeah.
All right.
Great. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Y'all have a great day.
You
and,
too.
Let me get back on the gig.
Okay,
All
sis.
right.
See you tomorrow.
Thank
Bye.
you. All right. All right. So, and Andrea, we'd be remiss because some people they're not able to stop by, but what do they do if they want to just go online and make their donation?
Yes, you can go online to our website, www.uncf.org, and click on the Indianapolis office. Our website right now has a great, information about the National Walk, and it'll say local offices. Click on that, go to the Indianapolis, and click on that, and you can make a donation. And it's a tax write-off, and it makes a difference. But I want to circle back to something that was said earlier. Everybody come out, put on your college sweatshirt, your sorority fraternity gear, and come out. All about that. All about the college experience. I'm not an HBCU alum. I'm an IU Gold Hoosier. But guess what?
Yes.
My oldest daughter went to Clark, Atlanta. My youngest daughter right now is her senior year at Xavier in New Orleans, and thank you, Jesus, she made it past Hurricane Sally.
Oh, thank goodness.
Blessings.
Son who's here in Indiana, that's Blake Edward Neely. He's at Purdue. I still love my son.
Hey, Blake, boil her up.
Yeah, the babies.
Right, and then I've got my youngest son, Julian Alexander, e-learning with me, and he's at Princeton University.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could get Neely to give us that extra $2,000 since folks are at Princeton in her house.
I'm broke. I'm broke now. I'm broke.
That's great.
Represent your institution because UNCF supports students at every last one of these schools I mentioned, including Princeton and Purdue and Northwest Indiana IU. UNCF dollars go to our state schools as well. So it's a family affair. That means internships are available to students who are here in Indiana that want to stay in Indiana. UNCF is committed to getting our students of color to and through school into the workforce and reducing as much debt as possible so that they're able to give back their time, treasure, and talent to bring up the next generation of leaders. Paying it forward, baby. That's what we do.
I love it. She's so messaged up. I just love it.
She is literally the walking billboard.
Yes.
Yeah. But I would be remiss if I did not challenge my sorors.
Okay.
The Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated Gary Alumni Chapter to come on out.
Okay.
Donate. We've got a couple of my sorors on our council. Arlene Pace. Yes, I have to get
the
used to saying her newlywed. Arlene Pace. We've got former Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson.
Hey,
we
boss
have
lady.
Dr. Rose Green Thomas. We've got Mary Cassie. I think that's
there
all the
you go.
Deltas
You can
on
ready to
our,
start naming names.
You know, I'm just saying these are our council members.
Okay.
So if you support them on our leadership council, then you should come on out and support our event. But I'm putting the challenge out to my sorors. I know we got a bunch of things going on this weekend, but you could drive by. Come on, drive by, make a donation, stop and register for the raffle. You just never know. God may be blessing you when you're blessing us.
Exactly. And now you've said the Deltas, and I'm not Greek, but now that's putting the challenge out to all Greek organizations.
Yes, Divine Nine.
The
Come
Divine
on.
Nine. I'm married to a pretty boy, Kappa. My
Lord,
brothers
those
are
newts.
cute. Those newts. My goodness, the high maintenance brothers. So you all come on out, stay in the bathroom in the mirror longer than us. But anyway, that's another show. Make sure that you all come out. I know Denise will probably call back now that you said Delta. She's an AKA.
Right.
Dr.
but,
Seabrook and all those ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha. They need to come out too.
Dr. Alan McLeod is a member of Sigma
Gamma Rho.
So I'm
yes.
just challenging all the Divine Nine. Come on out. Sororities, fraternities, churches, everybody come and support us because we all support the children in their
Absolutely. It's going to be fun now that Natalie is starting to talk about it with line dancing and popcorn and music. That's my kind of set. And we will be socially distancing for those mask police that always call us out. We have our masks and we'll spread out and sweat. How about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But all in all, we're going to have 2 hours of a lot of fun, and we're looking and we're asking and even begging just to come on down and join us and have a wonderful time and make it possible for young person to get an education because they struggle. I remember going back when I should have done it right the first time. But it's not good for you to be worried about where the fund's going to come.
Right.
It's going to take away from your time, your study time.
Exactly.
You'll be down. I mean, even it too, and including housing. So we want to make it possible for them to go through and not have any of these worries and to be able to focus on their education.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right. I'm so
Absolutely.
excited to be involved in something like this because it's about giving back.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to go ahead and get your education, but you can't stop there and say, well, I got mine and I'm doing fine and I'm going to move on or move out the community or just forget from whence I came. So this is that opportunity. If you've been meaning to give, you've been meaning to get involved, here's a way where you can walk virtually, you can go online and give, or you can show up. And you already know what I love to do, Natalie. I love to broadcast live. So we will be live.
Yeah, she's gonna
Right.
Exactly.
See, that's why I'm getting the hair done.
See? Me too.
That hair's always laid. So also remind everybody that this is a virtual walk, and so for those that cannot come out and walk, guess what? We're going to do Facebook Live. There's going to be entertainment going on, so you can walk at home in front of your television as you see all the different celebrities and engagements because it's a virtual walk. So we'll be Facebook Live. UNCF is our national organization. So you can be on your phone participating on the national level and watching the activities that they have planned virtually. So, it's a true party with a purpose. And so we can do it from sitting at home, on your balcony, riding on your bike. Technology is allowing us to reach so many more people in so many different places. But the biggest thing I need everybody to do is that, hear me please, take a picture with your mask on and post it to social media. Let's flood this inaugural event on our social media sites with your UNCF mask. So come and get them while they last. You don't want to be missing out, not being captured, because we want to show the country that UNCF education, we're investing in better future because in 2020, 2042, we will no longer be the minority but the majority. And our leaders will be prepared to lead because of the investments you're making today. That's all I got to say.
Vote for Andrea Neal.
No,
Exactly.
Did she get that in? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
I love it. Well, we will be here with bells on, and shout out to UNCF National for making the pivot so quickly in a time where people scramble to say, okay, we're normally in person. We normally have a gala. We normally do this. What are we going to do? They put their heads together. They're putting something together fun that we all can participate in. And like you said, we are able to reach even more people. A lot of times when it's just in person, people think, well, if I can't be there, I'm not a part of it. We're all a part of this time.
And just remember, it goes beyond Saturday with the donations.
Mm-hmm.
So as Andrea said, through the end of October, you can go to www.uncf.org and make that donation when you get to the Indianapolis office. And our Northwest Indiana Leadership Council has a team as well.
Totally.
Do you? Okay.
Yes.
All righty. So
We are ready to walk.
Oh,
Yes.
we ready. We down for the cause here. I am so excited and I'm ready to go. Fired up and ready to go.
Yes.
All right.
So we're 3 minutes out, Natalie. You're going to recap how much fun we're going to have on Saturday.
Oh, so we're going to start out. We're going to move everything to the parking lot. The tents will be out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be greeting you for your donation. You'll get the opportunity to get a mask. We also have some other goodies. We have a sponsor that's going to bring us in some popcorn. We're going to get out and we're already ready to do our line dancing and may even do the wobble a little bit. But we are ready to go. 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be here. We're going to count you out. We got a caller coming through real quick. Let's see. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Natalie. This is Sharon Chambers.
Hey, Sharon!
How are you?
My super duper insurance agent. Hey!
Yes. I am calling in support of what you guys are doing because I am in full support of education, of course. Like Shalice, I went to the PWI. IU for HBCU.
All right. Yes.
But I will be joining CWIT and making my special donation. I'm out of town. I won't be able to be there on Saturday, but I will make sure I have my special donation along with CWIT on Saturday.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to
And let me
that.
tell you, her checks are good, huh?
Miss Chambers always supports. I'm telling you, Miss Sharon Chambers comes through every time.
Yes.
Well, I try to do that. I definitely try to do that. And, I work for a company that has always supported HBCU. State Farm has
Yes.
been a major sponsor of the Bayou Classic for years. So they've always been a sponsor. So I, too, am joining in and looking forward to that virtual walk on Saturday.
Well,
Thank you, my friend. So good to hear your
It is
voice.
good to hear from
Yes.
you. Yes.
That's my girl.
Oh, she even put some more fire and energy in there.
Right.
all right.
She's West Side alum too, so she's on with me.
Cougars all the way.
All
Cougars
right.
always coming through. I mean,
Always.
I'm just saying.
Just
So
put it plain.
Now,
Make it-
I'm going to join you guys in challenging my sisters, Alpha Kappa Alpha,
Okay.
join in and match me in my donation if they will, to make sure that we are in full support on Saturday as well.
Well, if they're gonna match you, y'all better dig deep, ladies. AKA, look, my insurance agent. I know at least from what I'm giving her.
I
For like
like.
20 years. She good. She good.
She all good.
Love you, Sharon.
You love you too, and keep up the good work.
We're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Wear them sweats. We're going to get down.
Virtually. Okay.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, wow. See, aren't you just
Fun.
excited?
Yes.
I can't wait.
I know.
Let
I
me
know.
tell y'all right now. I gotta put a disclaimer. What's that?
Say that again.
Girl, how I can drive to Northwest Indiana. I hate to miss out on a good fun for a great call.
You're going to have to tune in
I'm
live
just
on
saying,
Facebook. It's
you
going to
know,
be a fantastic time.
I'm putting my disclaimer out because, people think, oh, she's an attorney and she's stuffy. I like to have fun.
She
So when you
really
all
does.
see me out here dancing,
Turn up.
don't think
Counselor.
that, the counselor is going to get out here and just stand around and collect money.
Although we will do
I
that.
will collect the money, however.
You all on the stage with Belle Biv DeVoe singing.
Oh,
yes.
goodness, that was such a wonderful time. But I will flag cars down and get them to stop.
Oh,
I am
yes.
going to be very interactive in this,
I can't wait.
and making sure that we get the most that we can for our students.
The UNCF turn up is imminent. That's all I will say.
Do we have a hashtag?
What's the hashtag? We'll make one
Yeah,
up.
we got the hashtag that's on all of our social media. So
I should know that. I have a call today with the team at 12:30.
Yes.
So
put
we'll
it out there.
circulate the
We'll
hashtag.
circulate the hashtag. Yes, we'll make sure that gets out and get it to Natalie so maybe it can be announced later on, doing some other spots. So this is gonna be a good time.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, I am so excited. I am happy that we had the opportunity to spend some time together on the radio this week and last week. Yeah, but even more so, I'm just looking forward to having a great time on Saturday.
Me too.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
I am going to be wore out.
Yes. But it's a good wear now.
Right, absolutely. Andrea, we'll have to get you some treats down there. Sorry you can't be with us, but we really love to see you. But we got the work goes on. We got to get it cracking.
No?
That's right.
I look, don't be surprised. If I can figure out how to make it work, I might have to get on the road.
Hop
know
on
what?
65.
She might do a drive-by.
I know. Well, just come with a check.
Roll out.
All righty, we'll take care, and we will be in touch, and we'll have some conversations. And great job.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
All right. All right. I'm going to give you ladies the chance to close out, and then we'll get out of here and keep it moving.
Well, I'll go first because I want our illustrious leader to really wrap it, put a bow on it. I just want to thank everyone on the council for the opportunity to get involved. Sometimes all it takes is an ask when you're needed in certain spaces. So it has continues to be my honor to assist with any publicity efforts. We all bring our various talents to the table to ensure that what we're putting forth works. And so I volunteer my time and my dollars to ensure that the word gets out about UNCF for the Northwest Indiana area. Saturday, I am challenging all of my Facebook friends and followers, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, to donate, to walk. my Howard alum, my sisters and brothers from Howard that I talk to all the time. I need you to come through with those checkbooks and those checks. And let's just make a difference and put Northwest Indiana on the map once again. Madam Counselor?
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate everything that our lovely Chelsea has indicated, who you with, see with. And Natalie, again, we thank you for allowing us this opportunity to get the word out and having this event. But most of all, I just want to say thank you to our community, because Northwest Indiana has always come out and support, as long as I've been involved in this council, come out and support us from the very beginning. When we started doing the breakfast, the mayor's breakfast, we had the first one at Marquette and had less than, I don't know, maybe 150 people, maybe less. It was less than 200, I know. And that's an event that has grown
We had to move that
yes, we had to move it to the Genesis Center, and it's grown to over 500 people. So that just shows you that this community cares about the education of our students. So I have no doubt in my mind that Saturday will be very successful, very supported, and I encourage everyone to come by, even if it's just for a few minutes, to come support our walk and our students that we want to get to and through college through UNCF.
Absolutely, and thank you so much. And my boss, the owner of WLTH, Dr. Marion Williams, who said that he will be out there with his contribution, or he's going to get it to us. I don't know if he's going to break code that day and come out and join us, but hopefully he will for just a few minutes.
Dig deep, Dr. Williams.
I want to thank you, and yeah, he says he's donating on behalf of 4 family members, so that's a
awesome.
good thing. So looking forward to it again. Ladies, thank you so very much for stopping by to have a little fun and just get the word out and get the cause moving. And I love the shout outs, and I'm putting them out. My family, everybody, come on out. If you know me, support me, come on out, because it's a great cause.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, and we're turning over to automation. Coming up in a little short of an hour, Jeffrey Smith with the afternoon news desk. So stay tuned. All righty.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching on Facebook. I'll be reminding you for the next few days. So scroll up if you're tired of me. But we have to give UNCF.
Thanks, Denise.